Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the channel. Once again, welcome to the delayed flight. Your questions answered. Once again, this clip belongs to this category. And to be honest, I'm very glad because I think this is the easiest question I've ever had to answer. We have the Cessna Skyhawk, the Cessna 172 of Druk Air, my beloved Dragon, and actually the only original livery for this plane from all the liveries that you can find in flightsimcommunity. So let us have a look at the question. In this clip with the title MSFS 2024-2020, how to customize keyboard shortcuts, commands and bindings, step-by-step tutorial, a friend of the channel, Mr. JimGold387, writes, I have been trying to set the landing view. I did have it previously set on Spacebar. Indeed, this is the command, the Spacebar on the keyboard, but seems to have lost it for some reason. I have tried numerous times to reset it, but have not been able to do so. Can you please help me? Yes, indeed. I think this is the easiest question I've ever had, and I'm sure that my friend JimGold387 will have his problem solved definitely. So I suppose the problem is somewhere here. This one. Spacebar doesn't work. Since I found this opportunity, let us remember a few important commands when we are inside the cockpit of our plane. I suppose that you know that with right click, pressing right click on the mouse, isn't it? You can have some wonderful views, and actually you can save also these views. This is right click on the mouse. Okay. There is another clip where I showed you how to reset your cockpit camera view, and this is actually letter F. Here it is. You can have a look if you are interested. There is a clip about it. I hope it is visible on the upper right corner of the clip. This command is quite important because, for instance, if we have to set or release our parking brakes, which are here, isn't it? Here is the lever. You see. The camera will remain in the last position, which is this one, for instance. And this is quite uncomfortable, so if you press letter F on the keyboard, you restore the default camera setup. By the way, also we managed successfully to go out of this plane. There are many tutorials about the camera setup and how you can safely go out of your plane and save your desired camera views. For instance, for the Cessna Skyhawk, the Cessna 172. These are my saved cameras. Okay, the very first three for takeoff and landing. And then here it goes. Alt 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. Okay. If you are interested, please let me know how you can set up your new camera views for this plane or for any other plane in Microsoft Flight Simulator, either MSFS 2020 or 2024. I chose this plane actually because the truth is that the views from the cockpit are a little bit uncomfortable, especially when landing. So it is a good opportunity also to remember the rest of the important commands when we are inside the cockpit. The arrows on the numpad, isn't it? On the numpad, okay? Left, right, up and down. This is quite important. Because if you are here, for instance, you can save this camera view for landing, isn't it? Also, if you don't want to use the mouse, okay, now I'm using the mouse, as I said, you can as well use left shift plus the arrows on the numpad. For instance, now I'm using left shift and the arrows on the numpad, isn't it? Actually, here you have more options. You can as well go up and down. And most important, left Alt plus the arrows. Please have a look. Left Alt plus the arrows up and down on the numpad. You see? This is also quite important. Exactly. And as I said, whenever you want to restore your cockpit view, you just press F. Here it is. This is my first saved camera, actually. So, escape, control options. Okay. I said many times that it is good to have this setup, all the sub-menus closed here, isn't it? So all the arrows must be down. We go to keyboard, isn't it? Not mouse or the joystick, whatever you have. We go here, keyboard. And also, if this might be helpful, don't forget that you have different profiles. You have different keyboard profiles. For instance, this is one of my saved profiles. The default one is not this one. This is the default one, but of course I use the one that I created. This one here, keyboard profile number 1. So you go keyboard and keyboard profile, whichever you have or whichever you prefer. As I said, this is the most easy question to answer. You go here, search by input. You press here left click, okay? And then press the spacebar on the keyboard. Here it is, okay? You see all the commands that include the space bar, isn't it? So, the command is this one here, space, reset drone roll. If something changed, you go here, then you go here, you press here inside, and just press the space bar here inside. I see that we have some inconsistencies. It seems that the same command or a command that includes the spacebar exists also for other things. Here, camera reset or toggle sim pose and so on, but never mind, you can safely press validate. You have nothing to be afraid of, there is no inconsistency, and please keep in mind that the same command we have for two things. The one is here, cockpit view upper, space, and the second one is this that I showed you, reset drone roll. This command here, cancel, and this command here, cancel. So just in case that you have lost this camera setup, as I said once again, you go here, search by input, press the space bar, you see all the commands, and just set these two commands here, cockpit view upper and reset drone roll. Okay, apply and save. Go back, resume, and here it goes, isn't it? Don't forget that there is also another command slightly to the left, CTRL plus spacebar, this one here. And whenever you want to return back to your default view, you can as well press letter F. Here it goes. I think this is one of the shortest clips I've ever created in my channel. And just another tip, by the way, since we're here, Now, of course, I'm using the drone camera, isn't it? I suppose you already know the cross. W, A, D. So I'm going to reply it here. Okay. I was saying W, A, D, S. And if you want to speed up a little bit, in this channel many times I show you some tips which are a little bit secret, I would say. So for instance, now I press W, and at the same time you press F6. Have a look, you speed up, you see, together W and F6. And if you want to slow down, W and F5, F6, faster, and W and F5 if you want to slow down. Here it is. Okay. Which of course you can use with any other combination. I mean, you can as well use with S and F6, S and F5. You see we stopped. W and F6. Just tap on F6 or F5 according to the speed that you want to have. Okay, let us go to our plane. I tap F6 and now I tap F5, you see. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very glad. Maybe this is one of the shortest clips I've ever created. For my friend Jim Gall 387, was it? Please let me know if everything is okay. Thank you for watching this clip and hope to see you soon to the next one. Till then, you take care and bye for now.